Hey guys, this is Asteria and Mafia Hamster, who is co-hosting with today's after chapter discussion on two new chapters, 10.43 RNG Part 1 and Part 2, a whopping number of words and storytelling and updates today. We are going to go right into general impressions. One thing you kind of really loved about the story, maybe something that didn't quite sit with you or you weren't sure about. Mafia Hamster, we're going to jump straight in with you, and then we'll start to work through everyone else's impressions once you are done.
I quite like the chapter. What I most enjoy is to have Ryoka back a bit in the spotlight, because I kind of missed her, and it's been a while since we had any kind of Ryoka stuff happening.
When was the last time we saw her? Have we seen her really at all since the whole fighting against the ships and the slavery stuff when she disappeared?
She was mentioned. She was in one chapter when she got bullied by Niers, but that's like ages ago.
Yeah, so she was with the Nary Erin reveal chapter, but
Yes,
other than
yes.
that,
That was ages ago.
yeah, that was before the
So
Pavilion of Fates, right?
yeah.
So
And
I mean, almost like last year.
yep,
Wow.
and
Sorry,
that's why
continue.
I'm glad to have Ryoka back. Um, she's doing Ryoka things, flying around, taking all the world, taking everything that's wrong on her shoulders. And yeah, that's what I most enjoyed. What I didn't enjoy, I can't recall anything. I quite enjoyed everything. I'm a bit, let's say, baffled how competent Neri is, maybe, but I got used to it. She's just that good in like everything. I mean, she got a boon from Eren, but I don't. She's just so competent at commanding and fighting and acting, and okay, she acted her whole life as a lamb, so that's why maybe. But that's not really bad, but it
Well, how are you
still
feeling
stood out
about
to me.
Therians? I mean, we've gotten a pretty good backstory on them
Yeah.
and what they've suffered, or you know, like most people like absolutely despise them. So, how are you thinking? How are you feeling about them nowadays?
Better and understandable, because again, the whole Path Seeker storyline that we got, that's an awesome part of character and world building. And yeah, they shot to get levels. And I think
I
they're
mean,
gonna reach it.
we got a whole journal entry
Mm-hmm.
from one, and if they literally curse their creator for their form of existence.
Yeah, that's a bit harsh, but quite a bit understandable.
Do we know if the creator knew just in how intelligent they were, or do you think
I
that she
don't.
just considered them another pet?
I think they just created a pet and didn't really care about it,
So kind of similar
because
to Eren with Torin.
uh, I mean, Eren just got Torrin and considered him a tool. The creator created a living thing and just didn't give a fuck about how they're feeling, and thought they were just mindless pets or animals. So
I mean, obviously, there's people out there who absolutely adore their pets, like light of their life, everything. But some
That's
people
true.
do just treat pets more as sort of tools
Peace.
or ornaments.
Mm-hmm.
They still maybe treat them. There are people who obviously don't treat them well, but there are some people who do treat them well. But just do think of them as ornaments or tools. This is me just kind of speculating. I don't have any basis for this, but just kind of guessing. But I wonder, like, we see the Sarient Lamb's view of their creator as absolute hatred and justifiable, but do we have like information on just why they hate her so much, other than the fact they were cursed to an existence of?
Yeah, it's probably
Yeah.
because they have the intelligence, but not the power or the voice to get levels. I mean, of course you
Kaz is
hate.
saying that they were experimented on. Is that, I don't remember enough of the text. Do you remember that as well?
Not out of my head, no.
Okay.
Maybe somebody else.
Not doubting your word, Kaza. Just trying to remember like the specifics. Sorry for
Alright.
interrupting you off and getting you kind of sidetracked.
No, I'm
Anything
done anyway. I'm done
you really loved
anyway.
about the chapter, or anything you were like, maybe not?
I'm done anyway.
All right, so then let's hear for some people, because we've got lots of people excitedly chatting in reactions and comments. So Nani Red 13 says the Ryoka lessons made them laugh so freaking hard. Casa, we'll get to your discussion question in a second. Nani Red said also the Wine Blaster not being a green skill was top. Kaza says Wine Blaster is a long tradition, so not really that surprising. Bleach Soul says cooks better than Erin too. I'm assuming that's referring to Ryoka when we were chatting about her. Kaza says Sarient lambs are hardcore, really sells the image of them being degenerate wrenches, not wenches, wrenches. Wenches would put a whole new spin that is even more horrific about their situation. So definitely not that. Wrenches. In a world where everyone can break their limbs. Naughty Red 13 says just imagine him using it and having fire if it has a high alcohol or another fire breather of love. This is in reference to the Wine Blaster skill. That's a very versatile skill depending on like the maybe subclasses or add-ons that you have with it. Kaza says he can finally get back at Menace, breathing fire of his own. Nani Red 13 says another pet in reference to the Sarient lambs. Going back to what Kaza said earlier, in Sarient lambs, but the creator actively and cruelly experimented on them to make an absolute pet. Nani Red 13 says the creator wanted smart and cute. Pisces is like a stray cat mama who dropped her kitten at your door because you feed them. Fair enough. Yeah, Pisces and Erin weren't the best with Torin. I agree with you, Moppy Hamster. They absolutely just kind of considered him a tool more than anything. Pisces, I think, should have known better. Erin, I would have expected more of, given how she treated the goblins and the ants, right? And is trying to always sort of maybe not see the good in everyone, but like treat
Yeah,
them like
but
not a human being, but like
it's
a equal.
it's also something that stood out to me when we were at the Haven and Erin got criticized. She just got teleported into another world. That she didn't completely lose her mind is a wonder.
No, I
And
agree. But at the same time, she stood up for the things that tried to kill her and eat her and do other horrible things to her when she
yeah,
like
but
landed
that
at
took
the
a
end.
while, I
With the goblins?
think.
Not really.
Uh, yeah. That's true.
So, I
Yeah,
mean,
she.
Erin's not perfect. She has her blind spots, absolutely, and she's been called on them. I am just a little still surprised about Torin more than anything. But I guess if you get an idea of what you think of something is in your head, it's hard to change that and challenge your perceived beliefs, even with someone who's challenging, others' beliefs on like, hey, goblins aren't just the monsters that you think they are. Anyway, I think that's a really interesting discussion point with Tauren versus the goblins and the ants with Erin, and challenging beliefs and point of views of how we define things. And it echoes also the Sarient lambs, which is kind of really cool to sort of see how this moves from species to species across the Wandering Inn, since it's a topic that keeps coming up again and again. Kaza says they might have pulled that out of their ass, but they were created somehow. Yes, that is true. Mick says they really enjoyed this chapter a lot because it brought on-screen people they've missed from Ryoka's antics and her now teaching Tyron to connect dots together to move away from things. Her explaining the thirst of Aika and seeing Niers and Erin finally meet. They really love seeing Tom and getting him on screen. They're so glad Kara didn't get kidnapped, but they feel bad for the kids and what they might end up leaking about other Tyrandian Earthers. Kanea says, good chapters like Mafia Hamster. They missed Ryoka and had fun following her. They were a bit uncomfortable at the beginning with Neri, but better later when learning more about her and seeing her developing. In the second chapter, they really enjoyed both the attack on Kara and the meeting with Niers, but had a bit of difficulty following the fight on the ship when Tom appeared. And in the meeting, they also found some parts a bit confusing. They're not really sure if it was intended, or maybe they were just a bit tired. It's a long couple chapters. If you read that in one sitting, yeah, you might be a bit tired. But I'll agree that some parts of the meeting were as confusing for me to follow as well. So maybe a mixture of both. Mafia Hamster, any thoughts on those? Mafia Hamster?
No thoughts. No thoughts.
Okay, you want to call on the people who are asking to speak? I think
Yes.
Sidehammer's up first.
Let's go, Sidehammer.
Hello. Can y'all hear me all right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. First off, great chapters. I did in fact read it all in one go. Mostly my my situation here, so I read a lot. In fact, I read 2 books in between reading this chapter and this story, so I had to go back and check and remember what happened. So be more kind of be more chronological. First off, the throwing Ryoka up and to do scouting thing. I personally felt Niers was pretty much a dick doing that. I didn't really like that part of Niers doing that. I think Ryoka ought to have fought back on that a little more. But I loved her. As soon as I saw the lizard girl, I knew exactly what was going to happen. You know, and it felt like, I don't know. Recently, I've been feeling the beats of inevitability. Like one of them was when Olema got kidnapped by the Freylings. I knew Aaron was going to go Terminator and blast away in and rescue her and show the pain. It felt like all Aaron had to do was just play out her role because she's been characterized so well that this is what has to happen. In the same breath, you put a child in danger in front of Ryoka. This is just what has to happen. I mean,
if there's something cute, small that she can later abandon, Ryoka will rescue it.
Yes, indeed. Actually, I was going to get to the abandonment thing, but I did love that she rescued her.
You can't forget Leonette. If you put the cute abandoned thing in front of her, she takes it as her kid. I think we're up to 3 now.
Right. But it's just, I don't know if it's the strength of the writing or just the strength of the characterization, but I loved that I knew what was going to happen. And then all of a sudden, everyone else knew what was going to happen. And they're like, oh, God damn it. Right, okay, stop doing this. But I really did enjoy that part. I like the Bannermere. Like the Bannermere trying to get her autograph as well. The notion of fame was played with this in a neat way. and just kind of examined in a pretty fun perspective. But then she freaking abandoned. I won't abandon you, says the girl being abandoned or abandoning, as she says it. I mean, flies off and meets Tyrion. I did
It's
like.
an availability with Ryoka.
That was just really bad taste. It was so fast. I won't leave you. I left.
It's
I don't even
kind
think
of
she knows
funny all of the abandoning Ryoka does when I'm pretty sure she herself has abandonment issues.
that. Yeah.
Like,
I agree.
she's not really breaking the cycle on that one. Yeah.
But she made
Um,
progress a
Yeah.
lot.
But then I really enjoyed Ryoka and Tyrion. I don't remember Ryoka being so bold before, at least that bold. But all the wine breath blasters were hilarious. I do love Ryoka breaking people's minds with modern concepts. That was always fun. That's always been one of the fun things about Ryoka's perspectives. But I enjoy that the I enjoy that the relationship is continuing. It's been it's gotten a lot sweeter since their time in Liscor, and I'm glad it's still around. Let's see. Kara breaking a mass silence spell by her scream is one of the coolest things I've read in a while. It's just the way that it was spelt and built up to, like there was this ringing and it just kind of came louder and louder and louder and louder. That was just pretty fucking awesome. And
It also shows how powerful Kara is.
yeah,
now.
that's exactly what I'm talking about.
That's awesome. I mean, Aaron is the wonder child, but Kara is probably the second highest Earther.
Yeah, definitely. And this
And
just solidified it in my eyes.
is she already level 50? I can't recall.
I can't remember, but
I don't
She's
think we've
I
had
did
we
find.
haven't had an update on her in a while.
but she is in her 40s. Definitely, she's in her level 40s. I would bet my
Definitely
life on that.
I think she's the highest leveled. You also have to think about it in terms of class ability too, right? Because some of the other classes are harder to level, like Emperor. So
No, but she's definitely second.
yeah,
I don't know what the rear kids are up to at this point, but definitely the second most powerful in my opinion. But I did love her getting that hype. I will always be bent toward Erin's side. I'm always on Erin's side, so I always love to see her be hyped up. But seeing her, not rival, but the second in command is get some light shed on her is really fun too. And
it's
then of
kind of
course Tom.
funny seeing her story develop alongside. Like, have you read Hunt
I have
Song,
read this.
Ghost Song? Yeah,
I haven't read them since they were first offered on Patreon in their rep forum.
but you get you know the basic story. It's kind of funny,
Yeah.
like seeing her beginnings and then also seeing how she's ended up, and we're still missing the story of in between.
Yeah, there's a little confusion. Like, I don't know what's happened to, spoilers, but those people who float around. I don't know what happened to them.
We got some small updates in the short chapters.
Yeah.
Did we?
But I don't remember when.
Yes. We got there were even some author notes that it's a little connector.
Oh, nobody reads the author notes. Not at all.
I read every author's note actually.
Yeah,
Sorry.
there was a
You say Hammer.
what's her name? Hilt?
I don't know.
Hyde.
There was a Hyde chapter in one of the small short chapters.
True.
I just don't know what happened with the floaty people.
No.
It's now that I know that Hyde is still alive, I really thought she would croak at some point in Ghost Song, but apparently she's still alive.
Well, we're still missing about how that whole right. I don't think the series is the series finished. Ghost
Nope,
Song?
I
I don't know if
think
it's
there's
finished,
still
but it's
one.
Yeah.
One
So
is
we
still coming.
Yeah, there's still a lot of questions with Kara, so I imagine it's a balance of writing her, but also not giving too many spoilers for what happened.
And
Uh,
apparently, again, Hild is still alive.
which, if you haven't read the series, isn't a major spoiler because you probably don't know who that is, but you should read or listen to Go Song, like that series, if you haven't already. It's a very good series. Much more traditional, I'd say almost more traditional fantasy than kind of the Wandering Inn, which is more like serial style, whereas the books are more like traditional fantasy.
It's also, to be honest, a better entry point into TWI for
Yeah,
me. For some, I gave it to somebody else as an entry into the world instead of the first TWI book, and they loved it.
yeah, no, it's more traditional fantasy style writing. All right, but anyway, Sidehammer. Final thoughts?
Final thoughts. I'm excited to talk about Niers and Erin later.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We will definitely get into them. I see at least 5 discussion questions just all around them, so we'll definitely get into that. Mafia Hipster, who's the next person?
The next person is Neri 13? Nee.
Oh,
I think
me.
it's Bleach Soul.
Oh,
Because Sidehammer was first, and then Bleach Soul was next.
alright.
All the way at the top.
Yes.
Ah, there.
All right. So, yeah, I like the chapter. However, I don't care for Neri or Serient Lambs or their goals or motivations or anything. I just don't care for that subplot. Also, Serient Lambs like do all kind of horrible crap. Like in the small story chapters, I think they throw Ecclesia in the water, like to try to save her and say, "Hey, we saved you" or something. So they try to get renowned by all means necessary, and I really don't care for them like at all. I mean, we could have served better if we got like Eric went on a quest to get levels. I would prefer much Eric to do that than Neri. Now, with regards to Ryoka and Tyrion, I don't like that at all. It seems like forced, extremely forced. I don't like Tyrion. He's still what the hell it was called, Massacre Tyrion or something.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I really don't like him, and even though Pirate tries to humanize him and stuff, he's still a piece of shit as far as I'm concerned. With regards now to Kara, I really like that part, and I like the Ryoka saving the girl part, and of course the last with Niers and Erin. So those were my highlights. I really loved the conversation between Erin and Niers, and and when and when they talked about all kind of stuff. So it's like finally having some kind of discussion and trying to be to open up and be honest instead of having all kind of games. Even though they played a bit of games there, and Foliana of course is freaking awesome. Yeah, and Rear needs to be exposed like now. I'm really tired of their crap and they go like unnoticed or stuff. So I hope really either Niers or Neri or somebody rescue the bands and kill the crew or capture them or something and declare to the world like Kara will go on Scryan Orb and tell them, hey, Rear tried to kidnap me and stuff, yeah, so they put doubt on Rear because, or the Blighted Kingdom, because I mean they're doing lots of crap and there's no consequence whatsoever getting their way,
On point for
except
Pirate.
the pawn thing.
Look
Yeah,
at. We have the Drakes, and they still don't get their comeuppance. And it's on
I
point for Pirate that awful people just can't do anything without consequences.
I mean, the Drakes got a lot of some comeuppance. Yeah, they need more. I mean, after what they tried to do to the nodes, I agree.
Yes.
But they lost a lot. Like, and you know, I really think like it's a perfect time to just remove the veil of the Blighted Kingdom. And you know, I know like that the king has like the king's truth, but I mean, if Kara says, "Hey, we were kidnapped by Rhea and stuff," at least she'll put some doubts into some thoughts. I mean, she knows royals, you know, the king of Aval and Noelictus and stuff, so they will believe her over the king of Rhea, and that seed of doubt will spread, and probably, and they stop sending help and shit. But yeah, I mean, Rhea needs to be exposed. Yeah, but that's my thought on the chapter. I liked lots of it, and I really didn't like how Neri like could improve on Erin's magical cooking. Like what? She used like 5 minutes in the kitchen, and she made the soup better or whatever. I mean,
That's true.
yeah, yeah. So that one, like like I don't know who said that before. Like it comes easy to her. Everything comes easy to her.
Yeah,
Neri.
yeah. I said it.
And
It's the
yeah,
confident competence of Neri is a bit.
yeah, I mean, yeah, and it really annoys me. You know, she knows how to speak to her troops. She knows how to try to manipulate people and do all kind of things. Well, I don't know. I just don't like Syrian Lambs at all. Like, I don't like their. I don't care for their ambition. I don't care for their. I mean, like, yeah, they suffered, but still, you know, there are many. The apes suffer from lizard folks, and they hunt them down and they kill them. So I don't see them acting like the way Neri does, or
I
the
mean,
Syrian clams.
it's perfectly
So
fine to dislike characters, right? I mean, the beauty of the Wandering Inn is that these characters are not written to be perfect, and they've got complicated sides, and I think almost every character has contingent of fans that absolutely adore them and others that absolutely despise them. So that the
yes, but
Variant Lambs are written so well that
I
you
I'm
just
Yes,
I'm saying like sometimes some authors use like the past
Mhm.
or some kind of things to make horrible things not so horrible. I mean, like we know the Syrian clams have killed like lots of like if we read like the journal of Neri, like they killed other Syrians if they stood in their way. They killed other people. They tried to manipulate and cajole, threaten, whatever
Mhm.
others, and you know, and just because they have some sad backstory does not mean you know, it's okay what they do.
No,
Uh,
absolutely.
yes, so I'm just saying like it's a sometimes the authors try to make somebody sympathetic by giving them some sad backstory, and really I think you know I want to see actual like character development, like her doing something not so much to move the plot forward, but something instead of being selfish and having this like straight goal, doing something out of helping others or not helping others, but you know, I don't know, like something to develop her or something. Like
and I understand what you mean, but I think Neri is like written like she's a goddamn cult character on a suicide mission. She would give her life in a heartbeat just to finish one of the steps. She would sacrifice probably half the island just uh to finish that quest or whatever. Neri
yeah,
right now is yeah.
yeah, and that's my problem. I mean, well, that's why I'm not sympathetic. Like she will do whatever it takes to reach the goal at the expense of lives and stuff. Like when she said about the apes, oh, some of them will die, but hey, at least I can achieve something or whatever. They will help me achieve my goals. So it's only her goals, her ambitions, her stuff. And
I can see what you're saying there, like that she's very focused. She's one of these sort of fantasy archetypes, right? She is the warrior on a mission. Usually they tend to be, I think, associated with like religious causes, but in this case, right, it's a cause for her people. But I would argue that this is actually a nice contrast to a lot of the other characters that we have in the Wandering Inn that are more focused on saving the individuals rather than big picture, right? A lot of like what we've read in the Wandering Inn is like don't sacrifice the like be prepared to sacrifice the world to save one individual, right? That's Erin's whole shtick. She literally ran off and started war with a dozen countries almost, or maybe I don't know if she still declared enemy, but I mean, right? She was basically declared enemy number one for running off to save Rabbit Eater with the ships, which is commendable. And we're all like, yeah, go Erin. But then you have Neri, which is a complete opposite, right? Contrast to her. I kind of like the contrast, right? Neri wouldn't have sacrificed one individual. She would have absolutely sacrificed one individual to succeed in her mission. I kind of like the dynamic, but I get what you're saying that it would be interesting to see her develop more to maybe changing her mind on that.
I mean, you say it's not, but they worship what's her face, the goddess.
Yeah, you're right.
Cowan.
Well, that's a relatively that is a new development though, right? And it is only in progression towards their goal, right? They would discard her in a heartbeat if they didn't think that would help them achieve their ultimate mission.
Yeah, but what if but what if their worship gives Cowan enough strength to come and destroy everything on the planet? So
Well, but as long as they gain their species recognition, I think they would be fine with that.
Yep.
yeah, and that's my problem.
Yeah, and it's a absolutely valid problem. I think depending on where Pirate goes with that plot line, it would be a really cool. Like I could see Neri and Erin getting closer, and then Neri having to make a choice. Right, she's got to decide. Well, is she going to continue being kind of like friendly with Erin and actually be real friends and part of the family, or is she going to put her mission before her, right, before her family and friends?
She considers Erin part of her family and friends because she's helpful in the first
Right.
place, to be honest.
But I'm saying, like, getting to a point where she actually is like, this is my family. I absolutely adore them. I don't just consider them a means to an end. I could see Pirate taking that plot point and actually really setting up a really cool Erin versus Neri face-off, right?
Oh, yeah.
Where that's what I mean is like Neri decides to pursue her mission, and Erin is like, hold on, you're doing what? You're worshiping who? But also being very sympathetic with the fact that they just want recognition as a species, which is Erin's whole shtick. I really can see that as a cool plot point developing and a face off between two worldviews that are really a complete opposite of each other.
Oh, could be interesting.
Yes, well, that's my point of view, but I like the chapter, like in general.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. And then I think we are going to wrap it up with the next couple people because we've actually spent quite a bit of time on general impressions and side off wanderings. Let's see. Was it Mario that was next? Mafia Hamster?
Let me look.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hey, Mario. All right, go for it. And did you want to read off your
My comment?
thing?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
The monsters in the Dice Zone are really interesting. The interactions with the girl that got infected are a potential avenue for Roka to be a mom. Nah, just kidding. Neri will adopt the Lysol girl, probably. It's really fun to see the characters in the past not knowing how their problems evolved after the Palace of Fates, like Roka and the quest with the Dryad Seed, which will be another set of children that he probably also won't take care of unless Tyron joins, since he's the forest guy. But I wanted to comment one thing that Kara mentioned, that at least the elf guy that was really good with the one strike, sword strike or whatever, he's still alive, and he will be really useful to have in the boat when fucking fucking Reed is fucking attacking. would yeah, that would be a good thing to happen. And I have to be against what was commented on Neri. I think Neri is probably going to connect with the in some way, and maybe that will be an avenue of development. But it's also a really valid um, argument because she's kind of this charismatic leader, like Paula Atreides from Dune, that is really set on an almost religious and almost all-consuming mission. So it's just a part of her character, and it will have to be addressed, and it's probably going to be if not the end of the volume, or it's going to be an important arc in the future. So that's it. That's it.
Thank you so much for
Uh,
sharing. Go ahead, Mafia Hamster.
yeah, just also wanted to say thank you. Do you have a special something that stood out to you at the chapter? Your favorite part? Mario?
Sorry, I disconnected by accident.
No problem. Do you have a favorite part of the chapter?
Oh yes, it was that bit with the gorillas, with the apes. I just really like the apes and how they have like a society. They have a society, and they have like their costumes. And it was interesting to see the debate of can Ryoka win against a gorilla.
That was funny. That's true.
All right.
Okay.
And we've got Naughty Red, 13.
But yes, both of these chapters, I loved them to death. I mean, the first chapter, I kind of got me confused at first until I realized this was before Palace of Fates. But it's kind of interesting to see from their perspective about before everything went down. The Roka's chapter and all kind of dude, but at this time they should just have a Earther roundup over at the inn, so they have a freaking like an orphanage going on over there, because we definitely know that kid's gonna go back to Lionette. There's just still places not gonna go. But no, I loved these both chapters, and the second chapter was a freaking complete surprise, and I loved Erin finally seeing Niers face to face and having explain everything, especially with the Land of the Dead. That was a whole thing. But no, I loved both these chapters. It was still kind of confusing at times because it was placed before POF. But yeah, no, that's about it. I mean, I loved both these chapters.
Highlight? Yeah, the Niers part is probably a highlight. Niers and Eren part.
Yes, do you say the Niers? And yes, that part, like the whole thing about them talking and stuff like that. I loved how he actually got freaking written instructions, and she's just like, "Wait, you got these? I didn't." Like, I would be mad too. I'm like, "You got a whole freaking dialogue, and all I have to guess. You got papers that's cheating." But no. And then of course we have our beautiful squirrel freaking cheating the system and being like, "I want in." She doesn't want to know about anything, any questions. She just wants snacks. That was beautiful.
Liana's an MVP, that's true. It's no matter what scene she is, she steals every moment she's in.
Pretty much, especially because like they like, "Oh, I go on top of the freaking gazebo," and as soon as freaking Niers tried, kick him. That was freaking hilarious to me. But yeah, that was it. Thank you guys. Bye.
Thank you so much for sharing. All right, so a couple more readouts from written comments above. Let's see. Mario read theirs out. Kaza says, they wonder if the educational segments that Tyrion and Ryoka would make a difference. They feel that Tyrion is starting to change, and that is a surprising development, considering the fact he's such a stubborn man. Is it the influence of hormones or young heart? Overall, they don't mind Tyrion ex Ryoka, although they saw a lot of criticism stream spoiler about this. Yeah, people definitely didn't forget, and rightly so, what Tyrion did to the goblins and to Lascore, right? We absolutely know he's one of these he's grown into one of these complicated characters where he has his fans for newer actions that he's done, but he is still quite well despised for his essentially war on the goblins, and it's kind of almost like a genocide, really, with how he handled that whole
Yes.
situation. So it's another example of a character that you can love for some things, but still absolutely despise him. I think one of the few characters that most people absolutely dislike is like Floss, but even then, he still makes people laugh with his ridiculous antics. And obviously all of the slaver characters. Let's see. We've got reactions from Sidehammer, a Nary Sue, and Mario saying Nary Atridates. I'm sure that's a pun, but I don't know what it is. Mafia Hamster, any last thoughts before we get into discussion questions?
No, we can go to the discussion questions.
All right, before we start digging into the plot content of the chapters, I did just want to get some takes on, did you enjoy Pirate Abba's little trick with the author note at the end of the second chapter? And what did you guys think about the journal entry writing style in the first chapter? I think this is a new writing technique. I don't think we've seen this before. We've seen first person, but I don't think we've seen the journal entry technique before. So I'm interested to see what you guys thought there. Mafia Hamster, do you want to take it away?
I think these journal entries, they are interesting. I like these kinds of writing techniques. I know it from other books, and I always enjoy it because it's a good way to spend a lot of to have a big time span like compressed, but at the same time really personal. And I like this kind of writing style.
I think it was a fun touch, right? Jumping between the journal and then switching back to a more kind of traditional writing style. It adds a little like nice personal touch. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I don't think I'd enjoy an entire chapter just journal entries per se, but I like the mix in between.
The mix, yeah, you're right. The mix is good.
Maybe like a series of short, like actually, you know what would be fun is I could totally see a chapter of just like the mini shorts again, but from journal entry style from different characters.
Oh, that would be awesome. Holy shit.
That would be an entire, and just like no context, just little like hints and clues from characters that we've been desperate for an update from. And it doesn't have to be a super long chapter, right? Pick like, I don't know, 10 characters or 15 characters and like a paragraph each. And
Oh my god, that would be, oh my goodness, that would
and
be
there's just
awesome.
little stuff sprinkled in, and you're like, wait, who is this? What are they talking about? We would just pour over that for hours. That might be a fun one. I could totally see journal entries where it's like people have been desperate for a, I don't know, who's a character that everyone's wants to hear, like Torrent, right? A quick Torrent update or a quick Yulaz update, right? Just sort of or Jacrass from Relt. like
Of
just a
course,
quick
Jacrass.
yeah, why not? But just like I could totally see that. I thought that would be a fun chapter. And it does, like I said, not super long, just fun, no context. They're writing in their diaries and we're just like, what are they writing about? Context clues. Oh my god, and we just pour over it for hours. I liked the little author note trick. I got a good kick out of that. Nani Red 13 says yes, they had a mini panic attack on the author note. Love the journal entry. Mario says they feel like it was a good way of going back to the past instead of the omniscientish narrator going back. Mishra should have had a journal. Yes, Mishra would actually make perfect sense for a journal style writing because she writes.
Oh,
She doesn't
yes.
necessarily talk. That would actually be perfect. Sidehammer.
I liked it. I thought the trick and the author's note was funny. Didn't quite. I was confused for the most part, and then I saw, obviously the explanation. But it's funnier when I know bookcase personally. I've met them, interacted with them, so they're quite funny, and it's fun to see them called out directly. So that was pretty silly. The journal entries reminded me a bit about Dracula, the way in which Dracula is written. They also did a similar. If that was unknown. I do enjoy that it could be done with, or it could be used to showcase the previous events, before Palace of Fates and after and whatnot, if necessary. So I hope to see it in the future for that. I don't know how many more Nary POVs we're going to get going on in the future, but if they do, I hope they use the same journalistic avenue. That's all.
All
All right.
right.
Go ahead, Mafia. Take it away.
No. Just thank you for your. God, sometimes I can't remember English words.
Feedback or take, maybe?
Yes,
Take on the
thank you.
chapter.
That's what I was searching for.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was doing a quick search and find. I was like, did I miss something? Witches? What? Just trying to see if I missed something in the chapter. And
Up next is
go ahead.
no, just up next is Bleach Soul, I think.
Yep.
Yes, Pirate tricked me really good in the first 2 sentences of the author's note. I also like the general entries. Reminds me a lot of old detective shows where they monologue and they walk. Day 1, we're gonna solve this. We're gonna see talk to suspects and stuff. It reminds me of that actually. So yeah, it's just little comments. Thank you.
Thank you.
Alright.
We've got Naughty Red 13. They need ink paper just casually having an in-journal that he releases, but half the readers just think it's a really great fiction story till they get a news report, like having a customer service survey. He can join the ranks of Oslium's chess club. I don't even, is that still happening? That chess club newspaper they're sending out, and the Heart Slayer and the Queen, like the fan fiction writers or the ants.
Artist Leyi and Sand Queen.
There we go. Yeah. He can join the storied ranks of our fan fiction romance writers or the ants writing that sex book.
Oh my god, that's.
You
Oh
forgot about that one, did you?
Magic Rituals too.
Intinium take on sexual education with drawings and documentation.
Hilarious.
Yep.
There was a
Alright.
chance for Magic Ritual 3, but no, it did not win the vote.
Nah, which is not surprising. The topics were a little stacked. I'm not surprised that people went after main story development. It has been a while since we've gotten development on the main dev side,
True.
so that makes sense. I would have loved to see a lot of the others win, but alas. Bleachel, is that in response to the next discussion question or the current one?
The next one. I mean,
All right.
the one about Erin and Niers.
Yes, so we're moving on to the next discussion question, of which there were 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Can I count? Yes, 7. I can't count. 7 questions.
Something has come up on my side, and I have to leave early. I'm really sorry.
No worries. I mean, it's been about an hour, so thank you for joining. We'll continue, but really appreciate you joining and your takes on things, and enjoy the rest of your evening.
It's like 12 a.m. on my side.
Still evening.
Midnight.
Sun hasn't risen yet.
PM. It's midnight. I'm sorry. Midnight in Germany. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Have a good one. All right, so the next discussion question set is all about Niers and Erin. The meeting that has been, this meeting has been put off for but it's been building, right, for a while. We finally have them meet. We finally have them discuss. So this is it, guys. What do you think? We have, was Erin and Niers' pavilion meeting as momentous as you wanted? Did it live up to the expectations and hype? I'm so sad that Lynette is not here because this whole big moment with Niers and Erin. She was a diehard shipper for them for so long. All right, so did that meeting satisfy or disappoint? Is Erin going to get in the frontier, right? Into the Gelizmet frontier? Or is that going to be Neri? What happened in Niers' vision? What was in the dungeon? What did everyone think of the Erin and Niers, right? Final meeting. We're really pushing that as a discussion question. We really want to get your takes on this. And what did their convo actually achieve, right? Was it just kind of a closeout of potential? Did it spark a friendship for the future? Did they get to know each other more realistically, especially on Niers' case, where he maybe built Erin up and put her on this pedestal? What did you guys think? Mario says it was bittersweet, but it's a good interaction, unlike all of the other story beats of their friendship recently. They think Erin will fight somewhere unexpected, maybe with Kara. It was a beautiful conversation. The friendship crystallized in a healthy way, unlike what happened with Numtongue at his fault. Didn't understand the visions, though, to be honest. All right, Bleach Soul, take it away.
Yeah. Yeah, did it live up to the expectations? I think it did. Besides outside of like a physical interaction. Yeah, because they put some cards on the table and they told each other like some truces and stuff. I think, but that's part of the pavilions thing. I think if they met, maybe physically, it would have been different. So this is better as far as I'm concerned for now. So they put some cards on the table and they established some kind of trust and between each other, and that's actually quite important since Niers actually did fall for her again, and well, it's not that, but I mean, it established like a trust relationship, trust friendship with trust and stuff. I with regards to Niers' vision and the dungeon, they mentioned something about Minotaur and an elf statue, or So I don't know. I think that's gonna be like a whole other saga that will happen at one point.
Do you think it's
And
going to be like a saga that plays out? Like we're actually going to see that as a major plot development? Or do you think it's going to be a side story that kind of maybe gets
no.
rushed?
We're gonna get it as a part of the main stories. It's both like the Dungeon of Souls and the Dyad Land are like two pivotal plot points have been there for a long time. That need to be dealt with.
Okay.
So I think at one point, like either Erin and when she finds Rabbit Eater and others enter it, or somebody else will do it. I mean, we
Mhm.
gonna see them do it, or maybe the Horns when they come to Belarus, they find Kissenver, and maybe Kissenver and the others when they enter the tunnel, maybe that part of the Labyrinth of Souls. So yeah, so I don't know. There are lots of like options, but I think that's gonna play like a pivotal role in the plot point of, and also not only about. It will like reveal some facts about the world and facts about elves and facts about other things. It will drive the plot forward, I hope.
I do
So
hope that it's developed, right? And not kind of rushed. Like
yeah.
on what
I
happened with
want
the Pavilion of
I
Fate.
want like step by step play and
Yeah.
not just headlines.
No, but I could definitely see that coming into play.
Yeah.
And that would be amazing if it did. But I would like it to be a main component of the storyline, and if it is going to be one and not kind of just you're here. Moving on.
Yeah. I just want to state that Foliana being there has also added another dimension to the conversation between Erin and Niers. And I think like Foliana showing her the Prince of Man, Prince of Racism, and the stuff, and it added like other thoughts, opened other possibilities for Erin how to talk to the king or something. So I think it's like Foliana being there has also elevated uh, the the momentous meeting between Erin and Niers.
What did you
Yes, thank
think
you.
of Juliana tagging along, right? She's actually been there pretty much as part of every conversation that Niers has had with Erin in recent times. What do you think of her kind of not? Do you think she's on purpose not leaving them alone together? What do you think?
Yeah, Foliana, she thinks like Niers is a perverse because he's old man. He's a pervert, so he's going after like a younger woman. Maybe that's part of her goal, but I think it's more because Erin is in the know. Like she was in the Deadland, and Foliana needs to want to know all the secrets and stuff. So I think that's a primary goal, and secondary is to prevent the old pervert from hitting on a 21-year-old woman.
20-year-old. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it could also be that she's just right. Niers is her oldest friend, so maybe it's also just to kind of help keep him in check and going like right. Her being
Yes.
there prevents him from going into, like you said, hitting on the 20-year-old, but also going into full romantic ballad, and also to protect Niers right from himself, right? Not
Yeah.
just Erin, who she does consider a friend, right? Because I think Erin actually saved her life when she was
Yeah.
poisoned.
Yes,
So
and it was stated that without Foliana to hold him back, he would go on the destruction rampage, invade Terandria, or do something, and
mhm.
so Foliana keep him grounded. So actually, they work well together, even though she pisses him off and teases him all the time. So
Kind of distracts
yeah,
him, right? Keeps him from getting too far into his head.
yeah. I mean, they have like really great dynamic.
Yeah.
And
Marius
I'm
actually thinks the
glad, and you
opposite.
know what? I'm really glad nobody shipped them together. So
oh, Foliana and Erin? No, I don't think. Yeah, I think that
no,
was a ship that
Foliana
actually
and
never.
Niers.
Oh yeah, well, Foliana just feels
I mean,
asexual or ace
she's so
almost.
random.
She is. She almost feels ace, but she's also the one that took the students to the brothel. So
Yeah, that was
I
hilarious.
don't know.
Yes, but I mean, like, yeah, I mean, like the meeting was really great. I mean, it's I think it's better than physical meeting
Yeah,
because Erin would have acted like silly and shit, and she would have tried to and Niers would have also tried to manipulate and whatever. But here in the pavilion, it was like, hey, you have to tell the truth.
and if they had met in person while Erin was frailing size.
Uh,
Yeah,
yeah,
right. Because one of the big difficulties is also the size.
yeah,
Not only the species, but the size difference. But right now, Erin is the size of a frailing.
yeah, that's
So
true.
there is
Then
that as
then then
well.
she should run away from Pepe Le Pew or
yeah,
Niers.
Nears has been coming on a little strong.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Marios actually kind of disagrees with our take on the Nears, Foliana, and Erin. The conversation is awkward and complicated when she joined Foliana. Nears did, however, thank her for joining in, pun intended. Unfortunately, there's no differentiation in the pronunciation of in versus in, but I appreciate the pun. They also say bathtub. Yes, the bathtub scene with Nears is legend infamous in a way, like there's so much fan art. So much fan art. Samu, I'm just gonna mute you for a second because you are not muted. Let me know if you want to be unmuted. And then Narni Red 13 says she is to Niers what Leonette is to Erin. They even each other out, and we've got a couple of 100% agreements with that. Sidehammer, let's go to you.
Hey, it's me. Can you hear me all right?
Hey, yes, I can.
Okay, good. So I thought the meeting was first of all incredibly sweet. There was there's something from a long time ago that I recall. It's not 100%, but it was something about um, people looking at Niers and thinking how small he is. You know, noticing that's the first thing they notice, and then they notice the Titan. You know, they're scared of him, but he's always thought of as small. And I thought it was really interesting that one of the lines in when from Erin's point of view when he walks in was to quote, "Hey, he's pretty tall actually," as the first thing, or as one of the first things. And I think I don't know that's kind of poetic, uh, you know, and one of those signs that Erin's his OTP type of thing. I do ship the characters. You know, I have it as my preferred ship if there has to be one. But
Totally
I
fair.
really, yeah,
We've all got like great chips.
yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I wish I had taken more notes what it was all about, but mostly it is about how sweet it was, and I did like the competition. I don't know, they challenge each other in certain ways that I really enjoy, and I liked the kind of competition they had between uh, adapting the room or the pavilion to their
Mhm.
needs, and of course the kind of the squabbling over the notes versus her instructions was pretty funny, and of course
I
Foliana is
liked this.
oh
Yep, go
go for
ahead.
it.
Oh, I was just gonna say
Oh,
I agree with you, and on that note, I really like the. It feels like Erin does have to keep reminding him that this picture that he's built up of her is not entirely true, right? He feels like he's had this wonderful mind meet where he's met someone who's equally on his level, but it's like, well, Erin is completely different in the ways that you would, that you're
yeah,
expecting, right? The whole strategy thing where he gets annoyed with her for not seeing the beautiful strategy he's laid out. And she's like, I'm not a strategist. I play chess. Don't do strategy. Two different things. So yeah, I like
but
that
at the same time
development.
I have to say at the same time Niers is at least what I feel has been seeing what we the readers have seen in that she is fully capable of doing that stuff. I mean,
Mhm.
if she is needed, like had it been that turn of the dice, she would have become that way. I mean, look at all the different errands we saw in the Palace of Fates. I mean, she was fully capable of turning into, a dragon's herald, or a great general, or a banner lady, and all that. But she has made the point is, in this story, in this one, the true Aaron has chosen not to be what he thinks she could be. He,
That is true.
yeah, yeah. So it is an interesting thing, and I would love to see, um, I would love to see Aaron or Nears come around to the the notion that she doesn't need she doesn't need glory, even though she's fully, you know, fully able to do it, and she
Hmm.
doesn't need. I mean, there is the goodness just in being the innkeeper of the Wandering Inn is enough for her. And I think as soon as it's enough for him, then he'll, you know, as soon as he's not lamenting the fact that she's just a simple innkeeper, then I think then he'll be able to really actually make up actual gains with Aaron, towards
Hmm.
maybe achieving her.
There's also an argument of like, is she even an innkeeper anymore? I mean, she doesn't really run the inn. That's Leonette's whole deal. So, she's
True.
also a witch. So like, she took this kind of unsuspecting class, turned it into a class that people actually saw the potential in, right? We've got people all over the world that are kind of gaining the innkeeper class just to sort of see, right, the benefits that it can offer. But Erin's never really been an innkeeper, or at least she hasn't been for a while, right? Not for several volumes. So I'm interested to see where she does go with this.
Well, the name of the book is The Wandering Inn. I mean,
Yeah.
it is about Erin and her being the wandering innkeeper. I mean, she forced the system to create the the thing what she is. I mean, whatever Erin is what defines the wandering innkeeper. I mean, that is, I don't know, that's a self actualization.
That is
I don't know,
true.
but I mean, we know what has to happen. I mean, we do know the great, we know what the great terrors out there. I mean, whatever's, I don't know if we're ever going to see what's over the edge of the world, but there's still Atelios, I can't remember the name, the naked god, the
Yep.
sleepy, sleepy. We
Yep.
still have Atelios Salas, and there's still the other gods. There's the Goblin King. Erin will get higher and higher. I mean, she will become even greater. I mean, she may be one of the people who hits 100, level 100. She may just force it that way. But we do know there are greater and greater things that she will ascend to. So whatever, maybe, I don't know, she could. There's so much left to happen that the glory could come, and more glory could come. But I think right now she's terrified of that. Obviously, because look how much pain it cost to get to level 50. What's it going to take to get to level 100? That's, and we know that only the highest level of people can even get close to rear, or to the center of rear, to fight off what Sleepy is, and fight off Sleepy and all of whatever's under rear. So it's gonna, I don't know. It's complicated. So I still think
It
things
is.
that happen. Yeah, I still think
Right.
there's a shot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we don't know Endgame. We are potentially quite far from it. So anything is still up in the air when it comes to romantic pairings with Erin. Could be somebody, could be nobody, maybe multiple people. Who knows? I would
hope it is
be
somebody.
wondering. It is possible and very wandering in style if she actually ends up with several relationships, right? We're seeing character development happen. We're seeing real story life happen, and it makes sense for people to go through potentially multiple relationships. So that very well could happen with Erin.
And she is only 20-ish.
2021, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Very
we all
young.
know. We all know that I don't know if everyone here is in their 30s, but plenty of us are in our 30s reading this. Yeah, so she does feel like our age, especially after the how long we've been reading it, or how long it's taken to write this long.
Well, I
But
think
anyway,
they said that she's like 28 in Wandering In time with how much she spent over there, or something like that.
Ours are also stereotyped as where grassroots movements begin at. And we've also noticed that a lot of the in-world stuff is adapting to kind of change to be more Earth-like. Like that's kind of like the new DLC. And people are starting to get classes that are more relevant to that. So it kind of sounds like the innkeeper thing is close to the start of like a video game guild master position, sort of, where they're giving out quests and delegating how to move things, but it's not in a formal way, kind of like a military would be like. It's more like a bunch of friends who understand something needs to happen and then they delegate amongst themselves.
Well, it's a classic innkeeper, right? That's where you pick up all your quests in the gaming world.
Yeah, so that kind of just seems to be like the new innkeeper thing. It's not a rigid authority. It's giving a reward for actions that people agree with.
Yeah, we'll just kind of have to see where Erin takes it, and how she develops the class.
Yeah. And I have no idea about Niers's about the stuff in the dungeon. I've been waiting for people to tell me about it. So I think that's
Yeah, I think the speculation is there, and maybe that's the next thing we're building up to that we want to figure out lore wise. All right, so we're gonna read off the last couple comments, do the next set of discussion questions, and then we'll kind of wrap up. So, let's see. Actually, I've read all the discussion questions, so we're gonna just move on, or all the reactions. So we're gonna move on to the next discussion question. So, what will happen to Kara, and who would she meet, and is Tom going to be free this volume? So, I've kind of grouped these together because they both come from Tiandria, both kind of separate. Sorry, correction. Kara comes from Tiandria. Tom comes from the continent with the demons that I cannot remember the name of. I grouped these together
Here.
because they're kind of, yeah, thank you, we're here. Maybe 2 one-off questions, but this is sort of speculation stuff. What do you guys think? Nani read 13, you're up first. Nani? Can't hear you if you're speaking. Marios, you want to
Yeah.
go? Oh, wait, never mind. Nani read. There you go. Yes, can hear you. Go
Sorry
ahead.
about that. But with Kara, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with her exactly. Only because I'm interested to see if they interact with Rabbit Eater's group first, or if Erin gets a hold of her first, because with how tiny Erin is right now, and with Tom's going to be interesting because with Erin's guilt flame right now, and they've interacted kind of over the world-eyed view. And she's talked to him, and he was just like, "What the hell?" So I'm wondering if her flames will activate on him as well and help him, kind of like a cleansing kind of flame. But yeah, no, that was my
That
thought
would
process for that
be
one.
interesting. A cleansing flame almost feels like appropriate after Erin kind of finishes, well, maybe not finishes, but gets to a better mental health point
Mhm.
and health status. A cleansing flame
So
feels
you know how
appropriate, especially because we know like so many characters in the Wandering Inn need like just therapy.
Yes,
you know how
I think.
Mercy Flame
Oh, hold
can
on, not me.
hurt.
Let Nani finish.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
No worries.
It's okay.
Nani?
Also, I had something regarding the last question, the last discussion question. With Erin's color powers,
Mhm.
like skills, it's interesting to see how she uses them against the drylands. I'm trying to see how well that's gonna go.
It would be cool to see also the colored flames in the dyed lands, right? Just
Yes.
color with color. Like I feel like that's a natural match. But yes, Tom in the dyed lands with his mental stuff, ooh, that's
Yeah.
gonna be good. Nami, you were saying?
Oh, I was gonna say a lot of the flames that she has affects different people differently because it's like an emotional attack thing, and like
Mhm.
Mercy Flame specifically could hurt people who are capable of mercy, but not people who aren't. So
Mhm.
I was wondering if she showed that to Tom, who has 2 different mental states in him at the same time, if that could partially hurt him or hurt one of him, or if that would hurt both of them, or
I mean, when you're working through, right, if we argue that his is not necessarily like when you're working through mental damage, right? When you're working like say a veteran, right, coming back and dealing with combat PTSD, or somebody who's got anxiety attacks from abuse or whatever, you have physical effects from that. And if we say that his state is similar to that kind of thing, could like it's gonna hurt even if he's healing, right? Because working through all of that is literally changing how your brain works to
I
have better thought patterns. So I imagine even
think
healing is gonna hurt him,
Well,
both of
yeah, but
them.
Tom literally has
Oh,
like 2
one
versions
at a time.
of
Not
himself.
me first. Go ahead. Sorry, not me. Go ahead.
I think Tom literally has 2 different versions inside of him, and one of it is directly from a skill, not his brain. Like, I don't
I
know how that
wonder.
would change it.
Yeah. Do you
Would
think
it
that the
hit the
skill would
skill instead of
respond to the
him?
fire? I don't know. I don't. I think we don't know. That's one of the questions, right? Did he develop the skill because he went insane, or is his insanity due to the skill and the class?
Honestly, oh, you know when Yvonne got the invisible parasite debuff thing?
Yep.
Well, I think if it was you developing that, it would be invisible,
Hmm.
not a red skill.
That's true.
Actually, that makes me wonder, do all of the status effects give you like an invisible skill for that people could maybe see if they're higher level? Like, is
I
that
don't
how
know.
Bellavere can tell things?
Maybe it's kind of like seeing an access to a invisible status window that you wouldn't. Most people can't see.
Well, we know that like appraisal stuff exists, and I think Stalis said that he had a thing that lets him just like appraise people by looking at them or something.
Hmm.
Would a higher level version of that just give you a little list of like invisible status effects, like, oh, you should get that lump checked out, maybe.
Maybe. Naughty Red, what were you saying?
I was saying that Erin's group has the Mad Doctor. Who better to help the Mad Clown than a Mad Doctor?
The Mad Doctors, or no, sorry. Are you talking about the Mad Doctor with Erin or Geneva?
Oh, the Mad Doctor with Erin, because who better to help?
Okay, yeah.
Because yeah, no, we all know that Erin's kind of like a crack shot right now. So who better to help with all the Earthers who are very much cracked at the moment than the Mad Doctor himself?
That would be perfect. Just drag along the health plan and start Earthers who gone insane. It is time to see the Mad Doctor frailing.
Almost a perfect place to be. That was all.
Yeah. Sounds good. All right. So some responses from a couple other people. Sidehammer says they really like the cleansing flame idea. Mario says just toss Tom in a fire. Men will do anything but go to therapy. I don't think it's just if you're saying, him as a person will do anything but go to therapy, agree. If you're saying men in general, I think it applies to people. Mental health is something people avoid. Just for whatever reason. Sidehammer says, oh wow, they wonder what Erin's color power could do to Tom's red text. Yeah, that would be kind of cool, right? That's kind of an unexplored, potentially very powerful skill. And I wonder if it could somehow mess with status, colors, skill colors, and everything. I mean, in theory, it should, right? And then if that's the case, what can it do to something like the slave or some of these other more abhorrent classes? Could she turn a skill, right? Make it somehow a new skill? What would be the point of taking a skill that hasn't new skills are green? What happens if she turned a regular skill green, right? What does that do by resetting it and making it a new skill? I don't know, things like that. If she could do that, that would be kind of cool. And what would the power be like that? Marios, you're up. What were your thoughts?
First on what will happen with Kara, it will be interesting if she meets Casimir, Casbir, and Beofea. How you doing? What's her name again? The satyr. What was the name of the satyr? It was how do
The
you pronounce it?
centaur?
Well, no, the girl that it's a half goat, and she
Oh,
was in
the
the land from
satyr.
the.
Ophia.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see if she meets them. Like they're like a tier party that we don't know where they are exactly. So it will be interesting if that's like the avenue to meet her. And I'm really worried for Tom. Like he almost cannot tell reality from what is happening inside his head. So it will be really important for him to address his red class and also be free in this volume. It will be like a really uh, interesting thing to happen. Also, because at least an important part of the audience really wanted to see more Tom here because of the votes that we had before, but it was a tie, so it had to be resolved. So okay.
Yeah. No, Tom is an interesting character, right? Like when he pops up, his character chapters are always like super disturbing, but man, do they make you think and wonder. And it's been a while since we've seen his story. And honestly, really anything with Rahir. It would be, yeah, Tom's a cool character I'd like to see more from. Absolutely agree with you on that. Okay, so there were a bunch of discussion questions we didn't quite get to. We're going to do wrap up final thoughts. So if there are anything in these discussion questions or anything from the chapter you get to discuss, now is your chance. Final thoughts, things you would like to say to express to the wider audience. Pirate also does listen to these, so if there's anything you wanted to kind of, well, sometimes listens to these. If there's anything you kind of wanted to get down or share that you just can't keep the opinion in, now's your chance. So final discussion questions we didn't quite get to that maybe you guys want to talk about. Thoughts on Leonette paired with Yellow Splatters as a courtship pairing. What did you think about Erin's boon for Neri? The Ape Alliance with Neri and Ryoka's usage of the wind. What will the consequences be for the apes, and what other wind power will Ryoka get? Right, because Ryoka doesn't have levels, she doesn't have skills, she does have that connection with the wind that she developed with the fairies. So how does Ryoka keep building her skills when she doesn't have this leveling capability, right? She kind of chose this alternate path. So how is she going to continue to level up, so to speak? And Tyrion and Ryoka, educational, sexual education or romantic pairing. We kind of talked a little bit about them earlier. Any final thoughts on these or other topics, guys? Sidehammer says, "Love you, pirate." Not me. You were saying.
It really seems like being a fairling is an optimal level grinding strategy. So more people should probably try to polymorph into fairlings to go level grind.
You think it's just the challenge of their size and interacting with the everyday world, just basically everything wants to kill them, that really helps with the leveling?
Well, it seems like it's hard to find a horse-sized beetle that you can wrestle with if you're normal sized.
There's the rock crabs and the fencing crabs, or lobsters, or whatever it was. I think it's fencing crab. So rock crabs, fencing crabs. You could go wrestle one of those. All right. So we've got a response from Nani Red 13. Nani, did you want to just speak it out loud?
I was going to be saying it was going to be interesting to see if after the Palace of Fates, if they still try to break into the door that's in the Pavilion of Secrets. Because she did promise our beautiful squirrel woman to allow her to try to break in again. So I'm trying to figure out if she'll let her still do it. And if she does, when they do get in, if Aaron tries to burn the place down with fire.
Yeah, it would be interesting. I mean, maybe she traps them in there and eliminates them. I wonder, could she use the Palace of Fates to trap someone and eliminate them, right? Just very cold, calculated.
Mhm.
I don't think she'd ever do that, but that's one way to get rid of your enemies, is invite them in and then lock the door behind you.
Pretty much. And I'm wondering if she'll ever get to have like another one-on-one conversation with the GDI. So, yeah, random thoughts.
Probably coming. GDI seems to be friendly with Erin. Speak.
I wonder if she'll get a title from that.
Maybe. It would be cool if she did. All right, guys. Marios is getting there, but Mario says system little PogChamp. That's probably more a Mersha Mersha title than anything, but we'll have to see. All right, thank you guys for joining. This was a great discussion. Have a great evening/morning, depending on where you are in the world, and hope you guys next time at the next after chapter discussion. Bye, everyone.